Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again with another episode of my Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode series right here on NHL 19. The Canes are back in the playoffs, but just what will we see out of this team? Now, the first thing I actually want to get to before we look at our team, of course, talk about what this team is, the expectations and such, and then, of course, we'll take a look at the opposition. As was pointed out in the comments section, I didn't catch it this time. I normally do, but this happens to me so much. I feel like this happens to me every other year in franchise. But you guys pointed out that there was a glitch save percentage again. Yeah, Eliasson, who is going to win the Vezina, unfortunately. Again, don't know why it happens. It's extremely frustrating, and like I said, it's consistent enough that I feel like it's happening to me every other season within franchise mode. At least that's what it feels like. I've seen it so many times this year. Maybe because, again, people send it to me on Twitter. I have been told they fixed it for 20. Why they couldn't have fixed it for 19? But they at least fixed it for 20. But in the meantime, it has robbed Spencer Knight of a Vezina, which again, we went into the season thinking we were going to trade Spencer Knight. There weren't really any other better options. And then finally, at 24 years old, he puts up Vezina caliber numbers. We'll see, though, what version of him shows up in the playoffs. And really, it's a big postseason for a lot of members of this team. Nathan MacKinnon, especially. Now he's 30 years old. Of course, we gave him the big money deal. What happens with Esa Alto, where we did not have a defined goal for the season, and we still don't. But obviously, we'll focus upon him heading into the offseason, which hopefully we don't have to worry about for a while. And again, guys like Morgan Rielly, Dougie Hamilton, we need to see more out of them. It was brought up in the comments, of course, whether or not I was using the offsides and icing being off. And yeah, Jack Hughes isn't going to score as many goals as he did unless we had this set up the way it did, which again, we'll just scroll through for any of you who have forgotten how we have it set up for this series. And then, of course, as far as the gameplay sliders are concerned, I stand by my point. The general is the only thing that does anything. None of these other ones matter. But yeah, so here's the thing. We know what this team is. We know what the goal is. We know how good this team should be. A weaker version of this team made it to the conference final. We should find success. Although, in fairness, we actually need to go turn off Fog of War so we can see how good the New York Islanders actually are as we head into this series. So Fog of War will be off until the postseason arrives, or the off-season, I should say. So let's take a look here at what we're up against. The New York Islanders. Of course, we could have ended up with a slightly better playoff situation. This is what we get, though. Jesus, that top line. That is an extremely well-rounded team. Alexis Lafreniere up top. As you see his attributes at this point, he was selected by the Islanders. Matt Barzal up top, and Oliver Wahlstrom. The second line of Alex Newhook, who was a Montreal pick, J.G. Pajot, and Patrick Kane at 37 years old. The third line of Kiefer Bellows with Booney Evis and Anthony Beauvillier. Fourth line of Nick Leddy, so they have an injury, Shane Bowers, and Artur Kaliev. So, obviously, that's an extremely well-rounded team. Right now, though, injuries to Wes Morrow, who was a former first-round pick. Justin Dahlman's a healthy scratch, a former first-round pick. And Bodie Wild is also hurt. Defensively, oh my God. I don't know if we're good enough to beat them. We are, but we need everybody to play to the best of their abilities. Ryan Pulock is there, alongside John Klingberg. Second pairing of Chad Chris next to Jean Dubois. And the third pairing of Marcus Nudivara with Jared Spurgeon. Good old Jared Spurgeon. The goaltender is Connor Hellebuck with Gregory Terrell as the backup. It's a damn good team. And the only way we are winning is if everybody plays to the best of their abilities. When Philadelphia essentially beat us to the punch by finishing lower than we did to get to move to the Atlantic side of the bracket, we knew it would be trouble, and thus it is. They have us beat on paper, but if our big-name players can rise to the occasion, we have a shot. Otherwise, we'll be getting those reservations at the golf course ready to go sooner rather than later. So let's do this. It is the first period of Game 1, and no set advantage. Theo Richer scored early on. Alex Newhook was able to tie it. Second period, advantage Carolina. Peterson, Turcotte, and Svechnikov. We have 4 different goal scorers in this rematch, of course, of the real-life second round in the Eastern Conference this year. 3 goals in that period in 4 minutes, under 4 minutes. Peterson, Turcotte, and Svechnikov, and we go to the third period with a 3-goal lead. For the love of God, for the love of all that is good, do not throw this away. I beg you. Allen with a shorthanded goal, and that is it, barring a brutal collapse. Beauvillier gets one back on Spencer Knight, but a strong performance between the pipes sees us get the victory. Game 1, an advantage to Knight and the Hurricanes over good old New York. That's right, I'm not even going to call you the Islanders. I'm going to call you New York and Connor Hellebuyck. Great performance to start things off. Spencer Knight, first star. Again, a 937 is good, but in the playoffs, you're looking for like a 950. Just saying. But obviously, he got the win for us, and Terrell did very well in relief of Hellebuyck. And again, what was it, 5 different goal scorers? So I will take it. A huge performance for us there. They were 7-0-3 heading into that game, and we walk into Brooklyn, and good old Brooklyn, and we get the win. That injury kind of sucks, but at the very least, it's the AHL. And hey, the Charlotte Checkers are postseason bound as well. Top team in the Atlantic, 40-23-10. So we'll try to pay attention to the Charlotte Checkers as we move along here. But for now, our full undivided attention is on the main team. It's game 2 here in Brooklyn, although at this point they'd be in Belmont, but who cares? First period of game 2, and we have the early lead. It's Alex Turcotte scoring again, 1-0 Hurricanes. Second period, and now it's 2-0. Andrei Svechnikov scores again. We're looking good. We're being outshot 28-17, but we have the 2-0 lead as we head into the third period. Jake Bean makes it 3. Now, we've seen this before. Beauvillier gets one back, his second goal of the series. Oh my God, Peterson scores again. 5-1, now 5-2 as Patrick Kane scores. Jesus Christ, what a third period, and it's only half over. My God. 5-2, and that is a victory yet again for the Hurricanes. An unreal third period, but I will take it. Another victory for the Canes, and now look, this is what I was going to say. We've seen it before. No complaints about Spencer Knight this time, don't worry. And Alex Turcotte's been great. But we've seen it a lot in the past where, on the road, you win the first 2 games. Oh, God, Bowen Byram's hurt. And then you blow it over the next 2 and let the team right back into the series. This is a gigantic game 3 for us. We need to win. We need to, as Jake Bean is leading this team in points, replacing Bowen Byram on defense is going to be Will Borgen. So it's a huge moment for him to step up and just be the anchor. Sit back, let Jake Bean go to work. It's game 3 here at home. Can we avoid that 2-0 series lead collapse that we see oh so often? First period is scoreless. I'm not sure if that's good or bad news for us. Second period is also scoreless. We're killing them in shots, yet we go to the third period even at 0-0, which is technically a score. Some people get a little bit about that. It's not scoreless, it's 0-0. And to that I say, stop trying so hard. Power play goal for Whitfield halfway through the period. Can we hold on? Can Spencer Knight complete a star-making performance? 2 minutes left. The Hurricanes have a 3-0 series lead on the New York Islanders. Who says this game isn't realistic? Whitfield gets the lone goal, and the Hurricanes are 1 win away. The disrespect to not give Spencer Knight first star after the 27-save shutout. Hellebuyck, though, with a great game. He finally showed up, but it was not enough. It is a victory for the Canes. We are 1 win away from pulling off an upset, a ridiculous upset. You saw it. It flat out is an upset. Trevor Zegras firing on all cylinders. You can always do better, buddy. Here, I'll challenge you. You know, you can always do better. We'll just start spamming why. I'm probably going to turn off player meetings at this point. It's absolutely pointless. It's detrimental to not just go with the yellow option every time. It really is. But here we go. We have 4 opportunities to close out this series. Can we do it at home here in Game 4? Let's do this. This is going to be a short and sweet series despite us being underdogs by every metric. Let's go. First period. Oh my God, the goaltending didn't show up, but the goal scoring did. Shane Bowers gets the opening goal of the game. From there, we see the first goal from Robertson, Nielsen, and Zegras in this series. Newhook, though, gets one back to make it a little bit easier for the Islanders to be like, we weren't that bad. It's 3-2 at the end of the first. Second period is scoreless. We are 20 minutes away. 20 minutes away from going to the second round. Let's do this. Can we hold on? Can we upset Lafreniere, Hellebuck, Patrick Kane, and the Islanders? One more goal might do it. We hit the halfway point. Can the Canes do this? Can Spencer Knight do this? Power play for the Islanders. It's killed off. 3 minutes. Nathan MacKinnon. He finally shows up. Esa Alto, the empty netter. And some things are just meant to be. The Carolina Hurricanes have swept the New York Islanders. This time in the first round, another 5-goal efforts. Esa Alto and Spencer Knight leading the way in that one. We said if everybody showed up, we could get the job done. And we did just that. A tremendous performance from this team. 11, not even 11, 16 goals to 6. I can math. 5, 10, 15, 16 goals to 6. That is unbelievable. 16 goals in 4 games. There's no way, I don't care empty netters or not, there's no way anybody's matched that, right? That is insanity. Absolute insanity for that defense and for Connor Hellebuck to have just been torn apart like that. Oh my God. Are you serious? Wow, we're not even the top team. The Devils matched that output, the Sabres have been better, and the Flyers even better than that. I told you Philly would enjoy going to the Atlantic side of the bracket. My God, what is goaltending apparently in this postseason? Ridiculous. You got to look at the stats. Jake Bean, Esa Alto. There's really nobody that didn't show up from what I'm seeing. Tulipov kind of struggled a little bit. Okay, so Morgan Riley and Dougie Hamilton struggled, but defensively they were on point. Will Borgen, Bowen Byram. So not the biggest scoring output. But we only had one forward who didn't score a goal. That was Tulipov. Defensively, I mean, Jake Bean carried the team, as he's done before. And then Spencer Knight. That is the goaltender that we were hoping he would be. And it's finally happening for him. And if he can keep that up, Cam Ward-esque, this could be a very interesting postseason for the Hurricanes. The question is, who is it going to be in round 2? The Charlotte Checkers are off to the postseason. Kind of waiting to see if that changes over. It is going to be the oh my God, it's going to be the New Jersey Devils and Jack Hughes in round 2. Jesus. Jesus. That is a monumental task if I have ever seen one. But it will be the New Jersey Devils in the second round. Jack Hughes, Taylor Hall, an ungodly offense that we have to try and overcome. We'll take a look at the damage that they were able to do in the postseason up to that point once we get there. But it's a beautiful thing the Hurricanes moving on. We take on the Devils. Whether or not our road ends at that point, who knows? But it is very, very nice to see this team finally playing like they should. Let's just hope it wasn't a fluke for one round.